What's going on, everyone? So, we had some big news hit the quantum computer world yesterday, and we're just going to go right into it because this is some crazy stuff. So, this company, Xanadu, introduced Aurora, the world's first networked quantum computer. Okay. Um, Xanadu achieved a world first in the industry by successfully building a photonic quantum computer consisting of four modular and independent server racks that are photonically interconnected and networked together. This 12 qubit machine, known as Aurora, consists of 35 photonic chips and a combined 13 kilometers of fiber optics. With this breakthrough, Aurora could, in principle, be scaled up to thousands of server racks and millions of qubits today. Today, not 10 years, not 15 years, not 30 years. I think Mark and Jensen better start thinking about walking back their comments because these headlines keep coming out every single day. So what's happening in the industry is, I think, profound. We have, in the last month, let's just run the clock back, okay? We have Willow in December. We have MIT with a 99.998% fidelity, which was huge. That was a big limiter in the quantum space before. We have UK, that essentially creates entanglement, okay? And at a 92% rate. And now we have a scalable server rack to potentially millions of qubits, okay? So one thing that I want to really espouse as we're talking about all of this and digesting all of this, technology is not linear, okay? It is in the R&D phase. As I've mentioned before, it can be flat, it can be flat, it can be flat, and then suddenly breakthroughs start happening, and that slope goes up and up and up and up and up, just like your favorite stock chart, okay? So why does this happen? Because we have a lot of accelerating tailwinds, okay? We have AI. AI has made massive progress in the last even few months, but let's just give it a timeline of 2.5 years or 3 years. We have AI models training AI models. We have the best chips that humankind has ever made in GPUs and CPUs, and they keep getting a little bit better. And we hear Moore's law that that we're starting to hit the physical limits of what can be done at the atomic level for these semiconductors and these chips. So what's the next logical step? Well, if we're hitting the ceiling of what we can do with CPUs and GPUs, and we're just starting to learn what we can do with QPUs, that means we're in iPhone 1 of quantum computers, okay? We're not even in iPhone 1. We're in development of iPhone 1. But before Apple released the iPhone 1, they had to do a lot of research and development and testing and failing and testing and failing and testing and failing. And this process goes on and on. There's not just one company in the US pursuing this. It's not a fringe idea. It's not a hopium. I see that word thrown around by the bears, by the pessimists online a lot about quantum computing. And I think really what you're starting to see is after the crash there was additional scrutiny brought to all these companies. There's additional curiosity, additional questions, this craving and desire to learn, okay, especially from the optimist, especially from the dreamers, especially from those that want to see a better tomorrow. And when we looked a little deeper, when we looked beyond the surface level, when we looked beyond the headlines, right? Like Jensen and Zuckerberg headlines, when we saw those headlines completely crash the entire sector, personally, to me, that meant, hey, am I missing something here? I need to learn more. I need to educate myself. I need to inform myself. And I found that there was a fairly large deficit of information. Jensen, for example, his comments, following his comments, the very next day, we had a CES panel with IBM and Microsoft and Quantinuum and all these companies. And at that panel, it was hard for me to find information. I was just desperately searching for that information. And one YouTuber, thank God, he saved the day. He went there at the last minute. His name's Will Rich. Check out his channel. He went to CES at the last minute, and he went and filmed and talked to these quantum computer companies. And since then, I've covered the entire panel extensively. I have a 45, 50-minute video on my channel. You can go see for yourself what IBM and Microsoft and Quantinuum were saying, and IonQ for that matter, okay? And all of them are saying quantum advantage is now. Quantum advantage is in the next 1 to 2 years. Quantum is coming. Quantum is here. The theme and message from that consortium of minds, let's call it the panel, at the quantum track was the 10, 15, 20, 30 years was bullshit, okay? Let's call a spade. So when you have a huge market overreaction, like we saw, that created this quantum crash and this confusion, like, unfortunately, the retail investor, the uninformed and the uneducated, they get hurt the most because they panic, they sell out of fear, they sell out of lack of knowing, they sell out of lack of caring. I personally, during the quantum crash, did not sell a single share of any of my quantum companies because what was more important to me was finding the truth. And that's why I'm here. I'm digging. And I'm finding more and more. Okay. The more I look, the more there is. And this is an accelerating thing. This isn't something that is here for a little while and it's a fad. That would be like betting against the internet. Betting against humans' ability to make technological progress. Do you really want to bet against humans' ability to do that? Because we've shown for literally hundreds of years our ability to innovate and create new things. You look at the history of mankind, we've had so many incredible achievements, and quantum computers may be, in fact, I think they will be the most incredible achievement of all. So this is the project I've been working on, okay? I've talked about it a lot. There's a significant deficit for this type of information, this type of conversation, this discourse. Quantum computing has been around for a long time, and it's a STEM field. There's a lot of really great STEM people in the field doing insanely great work. But the news, the PR, just finding information, like when I, as a very interested person, wanted to find information, it was so gated and it was so difficult to find. And I had to go through so many hoops to get to that. I've been working day and night on this project. I am not quite ready to announce it, but it is coming soon, I promise. I just want to make sure it is good enough for you and for everyone else in the industry. I'm holding myself to a high standard here. The focus is on quality, not speed. But I also acknowledge that things are happening so fast that I do really want to get that out for y'all. So stay tuned and keep paying attention. I think that's the main thing, is stuff is happening at a rapid pace, and I think that pace is just going to pick up. So thank you all, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, that is a wrap for this video. If you've made it this far, you are probably just as interested in quantum computing as I am. Please consider leaving a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you all next time.